The top two negotiation strategies you need to know to win with the IRS when you owe six figures or more in back taxes. My name is R.C. Thornton, licensed tax professional, and most of the people I talk to are successful business owners who owe at least six figures in back taxes. Because if you owe that kind of money, you probably had to have made some pretty decent money in the first place, right, to even get to that point. Now, here's the problem. When you owe the IRS six figures or multi-six figures, you are right at the tippity top of their enforcement list. They love people that owe six or multi-six figures, and they will go after you come hell or high water until they can get the situation resolved. But it also puts you in a different playing field, right? Because if you owe the IRS like $10 or $20 or $30,000, really all you have to do under most circumstances is to pick the phone up and call them at the number at the top of your notice and just say, hey, like, what can we do? Set up a payment plan and you're done. But if you owe the IRS $455,000, you can't do that, right? I mean, it's impossible to resolve the case without a dialed in negotiation tactic. Now, there's a lot that goes into it, but I want to share with you the top two things that will really put you in the best spot to be able to ultimately resolve this issue and to get back in the good graces of the IRS so that they're not chasing you around and you can have a path forward. So let me talk about what most people do wrong first and kind of what the basis of this was. You know, I talk with people who either they tried to do it on their own, or I talk sometimes with other tax professionals, maybe who don't have as much experience in doing this, and this is kind of what they're advising their clients. But the mistake that most people make is that they're very dodgy when they deal with the IRS. I talk with so many people left and right that make all kinds of, like you have a tax problem, the IRS sends someone over to your home or, pursuing you on the phone, and the taxpayer just makes all sorts of promises they don't keep. Oh yeah, I'll get you that stuff next week. I'll do that next month. I'll pay my estimates. I'll deposit my payroll taxes from now on time, and they just don't do it. I mean, that's most people that I encounter when they interact with the IRS. They just don't even do the baseline of what they promise they're going to do. And the second one is, I see all these people that come in with almost like this John Wayne style thing, like they're trying to be some tough guy against the IRS, and they're trying to come up with some play or some mechanism or some tricky, crafty way to dominate the IRS in a battle of wits or a battle of, paperwork or processes. These things are all failed strategies. They will absolutely fail. The more that you go in and you do not keep your commitments you make to the IRS, you're screwed. The more you go in and you try to be, trying to be a Mr. John Wayne, you're trying to be tough and show the IRS how it's going to be, you are completely and unfetteredly screwed. Those strategies absolutely do not work with the IRS. Being a flake only makes them more angry. Trying to be Mr. Hardcore Negotiator only pisses them off more. The thing is, you need to understand the dynamic of the people you're working with, right? It's a bunch of normal people that work for the government. These are IRS employees, right? And they just want to get you off of their plate. They just want this problem done, and they have to follow the rules and processes to make that happen. But their goal is to get this cleared and move on with their life because they have 200 other open cases. So here's what you need to do. If you're approached by the IRS and you have a bunch of back taxes, number one is total and complete humility. You need to basically just come to them, and I do this all the time. When we have revenue officers, which are the local employees assigned to a case on bigger ones, I say to them, listen, I want you to understand, Mr. or Miss Revenue Officer, the client acknowledges that they made a mistake in how they handle this, and now they want to get back on track, and they're committed to doing what's needed to get back on track, and I want to work with you to help make that happen. We want to get this done and make this a good experience. Do you see what I mean, what we did there? You come at them with humility, it's disarming. They're used to people being jerks or trying to give them a hard time, but you're coming to them saying, hey, I actually want to make your job as easy as possible. That you will be amazed the type of results you get in dealing with the IRS by doing that. And I'll be honest with you, when I was younger in my career and, still kind of learning the ropes way back when, I would often try the opposite approach. You go in there and you're trying to be tough and you're, citing regulations and case law and oh yeah, we can do this and that. And they just bulldoze you. They have no time and no tolerance for that. And they don't want to work with you because you're just one more jerk who's being annoying to them. And it's they don't want to deal with it, right? But if you're just hey, I want to make your life as easy as possible. I want to be as humble as I can. What can we do? It actually really works. And I know like that sounds so basic, but most people don't even have that humility when they approach the IRS. Close second place is cooperation. So you have humility and cooperation. Guys, you have to cooperate. Stop making promises you can't keep. That is the quickest way the IRS garnishes people and enforces on them when they owe back taxes. They do not cooperate with the process. Do not make commitments you can't keep. If they say, I need you to file 5 years of tax returns in 30 days, don't say yes. Say, I can do one, but we're going to need more time for the other ones. Whatever it is they ask you to do it. Or if you can't, come to them and specifically articulate a plan for the resolution of the remaining items. Cooperation is key. The more you're their partner in trying to work this out and trying to fix it, the more you will get success out of this situation. And guys, like, I would say don't be scared of the IRS. Be just realistic about them. Like, you know the power they hold and you know what they will do if you don't get this fixed. But you also don't need to be afraid because they want to help you fix it. I mean, I have clients that owe over $1 million in back taxes, guys. And even with those guys, and they're like, oh, we're going to shut their business down. You do. They're just like, hey, what do we have to, we want to help your client get back on track and we want to like close the case out, but we need to get this and that done first. We say, yeah, we understand. We got to get it done. We want this to happen. I mean, if this is working on people that owe over $1 million to the IRS, it's going to work for you if you owe 6 figures or multi 6 figures. So again, humility. Don't be, the John Wayne. Don't go in there, just guns blazing. It doesn't work. And cooperation. Do what you say you're going to do and be their partner in getting it fixed. You will be amazed how much latitude you get with that attitude. Now, here's the other thing. You have that baseline, but what do you need to do specifically? I mean, I will be honest with you in saying if you owe that kind of money, it's a very technical process you have to go through to make sure you get an outcome for you that's truly workable and you can move on with your life. So, I mean, if this is something you really want to do and take care of, I've actually opened up some spots in my calendar where you can have a conversation with me personally about this issue. And we'll get on the phone for about 15 minutes or so. I can kind of, hear about what you have to say and, see maybe what we can do to help you out. And I'll just refer you or point you in the right direction depending upon what you have to share. So if you were interested in setting that appointment up either above or below, there's going to be a link you can click on. It goes into an application form. It goes into my scheduling form. We'll be able to set up a time to talk. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to talking to you, but keep those 2 tips in mind. If you owe them over 100 grand and they're coming after you, those are my top 2 negotiation tips that I've developed. So anyway, talk to you soon.